Hey Besiegers, how you doing? And welcome to the first ever edition of Battling Besiege Bots. Here are the combatants lined up, and not only are they the combatants, they are also the people who are on the team who helped to organise all this to make it possible. It's just an experiment. We want to see what it would be like if we were fighting our creations against each other on a server, but we're not on a server. It's me that's controlling all the bots, it's them that designed them. So what we will have is my left hand and my right hand operating these two machines as we go forward, but what I will do is I will stop each machine and let one machine have an advantage over the other so it can use its weapons and so it can ram and we can see what they're capable of, and then I'll stop that, I'll let the other machine have a go, and we'll do a number of things like that, and I'll run it over and over and over again until I find in each round which bot I thought was the superior. This is the arena. I kept it simple to keep the block count down. It's a bunch of bombs attached to grabbers and some grabbers just on their own, and there's also some bombs and grenades in the sky that I can drop if things get into a stalemate. The flames are there to signal the beginning and the end. A quick blast at the beginning and they're left on full for the winner at the end. So that's it. Here comes the grenades, kaboom. And here comes the bombs. Not too many. I didn't want to overdo it on this thing in case I was causing too much damage. It was just a sort of... It's a thing we're going to develop more later on. Of course I can drop the bombs in the rings as well to try and speed things up if there's a problem at the edge. Let's get to the first fight, and it's Shade versus Core88, and so that's the Steel Daisy versus Little Friend. That's the name of the two of them. I'm going to stick to the designers' names because it's an awful lot to remember the machine names as well. So we've got Shady versus Core88. Now they are quite similar in that they've both got these kind of spinning heads, fixed spinning heads, and that's Core's machine there. She has a first go. She takes a wander over. Very difficult to control, as you can imagine. It would do a lot of damage if it catches you the right away. And then Shady comes over, he has a go, spins right into Core and promptly loses everything up top, including the one and only means of propulsion, which is the propeller. So okay, there's a big design flaw there. Can Core take advantage of it? That's the thing. She's difficult to control all over the shop. So there we go, she's stopped now, and what I'm thinking, can Shady knock her out of the park? Because if you get put out of the park, that's you lost that part of the fight. There's no coming back in, so it's points away. So doesn't manage it. Yeah, Core survives that attack, comes back out, and pretty much on that one Shady was done. Shady comes in again with another attack, same result, blades flying about all over the place, no chance. Can Core do anything? Yeah, it starts to get an advantage now because Shady keeps getting stuck on the grabbers. So her best hope is to get her up against some by pushing that I've got bombs on them, and then try and use the explosions to win the day. So there you go, another little touch, and then Core comes in to try and finish her off, thumps her against the ring, the old one explosion. So we've got that one, then another one she gets stuck, or Shady gets stuck, and he explodes off of the camera. You don't get to see it, and that's him, he's out. Okay, so the first winner we have is Core88. Light the flames, yes. Okay. Hey, round two, and we have the Twist versus Phenome. Okay, and what I've done here is I put these two against each other because it's a bit of a David versus Goliath thing. Plus, the Twist is made of wood and the little guy is made of steel saw blades, so you think the little guy is going to have some kind of advantage there, even though he's completely outmatched size-wise and power and everything else, and he's kind of nippy. Now, if this was on a server, the little guy would run about like crazy and the big guy would have to try and catch him. And the Twist has got good turn speed, it's a good machine, it moves about well. So I don't think that would be too much of a problem for him. However, we're not on a server, so I just at first crashed them into each other and see if I could get any damage that way. The idea is for the Twist machine is that he throws the little guy over onto his drills, but never managed it. I think he managed it once or twice in a couple of rounds. What he most often did was forced him out of the ring by pushing them up against the grabbers, and then the little guy Phenom would have to try and struggle his way out, and inevitably would end up on the wrong side of the ring. So that's pretty much the way it went. Now, like I said, I did let Phenom and his saw machine go up against the twist when the twist isn't moving, to see if he could get into some of those softer parts, as you'll see in a second, like now, to see if he can have a go at that wood, maybe tear off some wheels and get a hole through the back, at least win a round, but nothing. He just kept knocking himself over. It just didn't happen. He just had absolutely nothing against this guy. Now this guy the twist couldn't actually destroy him, but he did. He continually run him out of the park all the time, and in the end that was how he won it. As you'll see when he stops spinning about. And that's it. Ta-da! Light the flames. That's round 2 over. So we now have Core and the twist going through to the semi-finals. Next round. Alrighty, FBsoldier and Neutex, 2 heavyweight hardasses about to meet head on. Okay, Neutex is packing a lot of weaponry in this one. He's got a lot of strange stuff, but that's the style, man. He always comes up with original attack systems. FBsoldier has gone for brute force, he thinks, in the shape of this bulldozer with the flipper and the pusher at the front of it. But it turns out it just cannot move Neutex. It just can't move him at all. No purchase whatsoever. So that's a shame. Didn't work out for him. He did win a couple, but only in the sense that Neutex destroyed himself with that front arm. Again, that's probably my bad driving. However, Neutex's deadly weapon was that trailer at the back. So when FBsoldier was parked, he could come up against them, slam into those treads, and then just take one tread off, and he had the power to move then the caterpillar back onto the grabbers. And as you can see, he's in bits all over the place there. So he won a few rounds like that just by using the weapons and by using his strength. So Neutex is looking good here. Again, the 2 of them are on the move this time. He comes back in, bang, off comes the treads. Pieces of FBsoldier flying about all over the place. Okay, it wasn't all the one way. FBsoldier did get some good ones in. If he lifts that front scoop up, he gets a good bit of a charge to a static Neutex there, but who I then allowed to hit him with the bar, and it worked out in his favour in the end. He won that one because even though Neutex could self-right himself with that using that flicker bar, it didn't always work, especially if he had the cart still attached to him. In the end, Neutex comes in hard, pushes him back against those grabbers again. It was a big play for a lot of people, getting people onto the grabbers and onto the bombs. And then once he's got him stuck there, he can't move, so he comes round and he goes in for the killer move, up against the treads, and bang. Nice one again. That's him completely addled on that side. And he's fireproof because there's nothing apart from his air blocks on it can catch fire, so the flames don't bother him at all. FBsoldier is down and out. He's finished. His game is over. Neutex goes through to the next round to light the flames. And so we have the final round of the final part of this round, and it is ITR versus Algae. Now, off the bat, I've got to tell you that Algae's machine suffered a few technical glitches, and it couldn't operate the way it was intended. He was a late entrant, and he didn't have time to get it ready properly. So we understand, but he was still able to fight on. His saws come off, they detach, and they go off and do their own thing. And on a number of occasions, it did do some damage to ITR, including one time set him on fire. As you can see, the things they just pop about all over the place there, and his balloons are getting popped. So a lot of damage done by those saws, a lot, but not sufficient in the early rounds to do anything really. And then of course, ITR's got his secret weapon. He just hit the button and the thing explodes and takes out anything in the vicinity. Here we see the saws going crazy again, doing damage, getting stuck to all sorts, getting stuck to each other and taking out ITR's mines, which are at the front. That's the perimeter is made of what he calls mines. They're actually grapples. You can see two of Algae's own saws come back and attach to him, and then ITR hits him with the golden roll, and it's away. So this was a very exciting fight. It was good to watch this one. It was good to do it, but again, so far it's all gone ITR's way, but we can understand that, apart from this one, which a saw blade caught fire and bounced back and set fire to. Okay, a nice slow motion sequence here for you. You'll just see how the ITR machine explodes like crazy. That's the air blocks that have been tuned up to 6,000 that is doing that. There's no explosives, so there's no explosives allowed in this competition, but unless you've made your own. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of chaos going on here. Algae nearly gets through his defences here, and then something comes across, sets fire to it, and he just escapes and no more. There he goes, he's out just as the thing catches fire. So he got away with it. He got away with it there. ITR, he got lucky, because that he should have burned again. He should have burned, but it went well. And there's no sign of Algae because he's out of the park in bits. There you go. So I put these guys through, as many as possible rounds, because I wanted to give Algae at least some chance, even though his machine wasn't working properly. I wanted to give him some allowances for that and try and get ITR knocked out a few times, but it didn't happen. In the end, ITR was successful with just about every other attack, and then all the other ones were like draws or no goes, so he won. Now these just quickly to finish, those mines at the front, they're designed to attach, and if one of them does get attached and you press 8 on the keyboard, it drops its ballast and the balloon takes off and takes the opponent up into the sky, as you can see. Then the balloon hits the ice level, it bursts, and you get dropped back down. Yes, like that. So that is pretty goddamn spectacular. So that's that. ITR goes through, Algae goes back to the workshop and tries to design something for the next round. So there you have it, folks. 4 fights in the first round, 4 winners going through, and I'll see you on the next bout. Cheers then, bye.